the beaches. And good afternoon. Welcome to K4CO Radio in Colorado. Breaking in because we are joined and honored to have Genevieve Peek from Denver's own The Unsolved rock and roll punk band. Just an overall, we're going to hear some of them coming up, but we're going to get to know Genevieve here a little bit. Genevieve, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Kevin. I'm so excited to be here, and it's a great station and a great show, so thanks so much.
Appreciate you. Are you originally from Colorado?
Yeah, I'm from Colorado Springs. I know we're becoming a little bit rare, but three of my bandmates, well, myself and two others, and then one of us is from Chicago.
Ooh, okay. We interviewed a Chicago band the other day. They were like 8-piece. Just that was a lot.
I bet that was a lot to fit in.
Nice to have just a single band member here. Do you still live in the Springs? Do you commute?
No, moved up to Denver for college and just kind of stayed because it's got everything. Great music venues, all sorts of fun stuff to do, cool restaurants, true brewing. What more do you need?
That's our Denver. How long has The Unsolved been together?
We've been together a couple of years. We got together right at the end of 2021, kind of forming out of the pandemic, as it were. I think the story of my bandmates and myself is kind of the same. Everybody was trying to do it on their own and realized that we needed collaborators, and so got on Craigslist.
I was just going to ask how you found each other.
Yeah, they had all played in a band previously. Some of those guys worked together, and I was working with another drummer at the time, right? A vocalist and a drummer is a great way to start a band. Said nobody ever. But I ended up posting on Craigslist, which is something I would never have done if it was just me, because I'm not trying to get murdered in a basement.
It's a little sketchy.
Yeah. But they found me and said, "Oh, I know you have this drummer, but do you want to come sing for our band?" And my drummer had just recently ghosted me, so it worked out really well. And now we are The Unsolved. So
perfect. Good timing. That's a good sign. Mm-hmm. And explain the dynamic. There's four of you all together, right?
Yeah.
And what makes it work for The Unsolved?
I think we're all really committed to being true collaborators. There's two types of bands, really. There's one where you've got the person in charge and everybody else is charged with executing their vision. We're definitely more of a democracy. Everybody brings different ideas to the table. Our songwriting process is never the same. The 3 songs that we're going to hear today all have different lyricists, for example, which is probably a little bit unusual, but works really well for us. And it's a really supportive environment with the right kinds of criticism. So I think that's kind of what makes us tick.
The right kind of criticism.
Yeah.
I like that. It's the constructive kind.
Yeah, the constructive kind, or, louder, faster, harder,
right.
Or like the cues we're giving each other, not like, oh, there's something fundamentally wrong with the way that you're playing bass or
right.
whatever it is.
And The Unsolved has a new song coming out tomorrow on all streaming platforms, I assume.
Yeah, everywhere you listen to music, we will be there. The song is called Fall. And we're really excited. You know, we're a live band. We play a lot of shows, and this is one of those that people really love and gets them moving. So we're excited to finally have a recording to direct people to when they're asking us, where can I listen to this one? Pretty please.
And I'm looking at your page. It's really well done. theunsolvedband.com. A lot of great photos, and you can hear a bunch of songs on there. Fall, the new song, is explained on your page, and we're going to hear it here in a minute. But is there anything different about the approach to the production that you did with this new one?
Yeah, so the other couple songs we'll be listening to today, we recorded up at the Spot Studios, which was a great experience, and I really can't recommend those guys enough if you're looking for production in Colorado.
And they're where?
They're in Evergreen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, great producers. Used to work with Sylvia Massey, if you know who she is. She's produced Tool and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all sorts of great bands. Wow. So we've done a recording with them historically, but I got my master's in recording. I finished up. So I've started producing our songs, and, needs being what they are, it's great to do things in-house when you can. You can take your time. You're not up against the clock, and I get to be a little bit of a control freak, which is sometimes welcome.
The director's chair.
Yeah.
Do you have a whole home studio at home? Do you tinker around at home as well?
Yeah. We've got a setup that works pretty well for us, and decent kind of in the box setup. You know, everybody wants one of those big, gorgeous SSL boards and to
Right.
just go totally ham, but it's
Which
not
you
in the
don't need
budget yet.
anymore. No.
Yeah.
And you don't really need it. The small stuff sounds
Yeah.
good these days. And this is the space you all rehearse in, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So it's doing double duty, which kind of works for us because our recordings are really there to support our live sound. And that's it. It doesn't get too complicated, right? We're a 4-piece rock band, and that's what we're delivering on. So that's what our recordings sound like.
So like the raw
Yeah.
approach to it. I like that. It works for rock bands. Well, let's play the new one. Again, it comes out tomorrow on all streaming platforms, but we're going to hear it here first on K4CO. Thank you for sharing the new one with us.
Yeah.
This is The Unsolved with Fall on K4CO. Unsolved on K4CO. And we did enjoy that. We are joined by singer, songwriter Genevieve Peek from The Unsolved. Great song. Good luck with that. When in life did you get the sense that you were going to become a musician?
Oh, that was probably middle school. And we were just talking about Green Day, and I think I got a copy of American Idiot from my brother. And I was like, oh, I could do this. This is 3 chords.
Yeah. Did you grow up playing an instrument?
Yeah, I was a viola player and did piano lessons as a kid. My mom was very about like just throw everything at them and see what they end up liking because, you know, she comes from such a musical background. So I grew up playing viola and then discovered the bass guitar in like 8th grade. Fell in love, but was never very good at it. I can't sing and play things at the same time. Some people have that
It's tough.
skill.
Yeah. Some people have it or don't.
Yeah, and kind of ended up going full circle. I went and did a career in finance and lived that whole life and then found myself just needing and missing this. So redirected to music and really started taking it seriously. And I'm so happy. It's been so fulfilling. So I hope if there's someone out there listening that is living that same life, that they just take a little bit of a risk and I hope it pays off for them too.
I think that's good advice. Do you still play piano or bass? I mean, as far as songwriting,
Yeah.
do you still pick it up?
Yeah. During the pandemic, there's a song on our Spotify. It's called Memento Mori. It's not part of this rotation, but that was one that I had written on keyboard and tried to program my own drums and everything. And I've outsourced that now. I have a really great guitar player, so I don't have to do my own guitar playing.
That's always nice, convenient. And I was going to ask, you mentioned your mom. So it was a creative environment that you grew up in.
Oh, for sure. It was a really good balance of creative and practical. Because again, you know, I'm a musician with a degree in finance. That's never going to hurt, right?
No.
All you hear is these stories of people that don't understand their own accounts getting totally taken advantage by their management and not knowing how to run their own business and all of that. So definitely creative. My sister is a visual artist. She's done a ton of our artwork for our singles. So if you do check out our Spotify, Memento Mori and Hemlock both feature art by her. She's extremely talented.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them now.
Yeah.
And the new one for fall, did she do that one as well?
She did not. That was actually
Because you do mention that artist. somewhere.
yeah, Pamela Coleman Smith. It is the design from a tarot card. And we ended up taking it and our guitar player has some design chops. He designed our logo, Max, and he ended up treating that one kind of fun. And, you know, it's public domain. Thank goodness.
Making it your own.
Yeah, made it our
Yeah.
own.
What inspired you? What kind of bands are we talking about? Was it a collective effort, like as for most, or was there one singer, songwriter that still to this day stands out for you?
Oh, that's
If
such
you
a
could
great question. That's a great question. I have always felt like Shirley Manson from Garbage taught me how to sing.
Good one.
That was a band I was listening to. I still listen. I just saw them live when they came through and did a show at Levitt Pavilion. She rocks, and that band is so tight and amazing. Great live. I would say she's probably a huge influence. But, you know, I grew up on The Cure and Cheap Trick and The Cars, and, you know, the Ziggy Stardust era for David Bowie was really formative. So kind of all over the board. And, I had a pretty vast musical education.
Yeah.
But like I said, Green Day was probably my gateway drug. That was, because once you start there, it's The Clash and Blondie and
then you do your
the
history.
Pretenders and everything else. Yeah.
Green Day was your springboard.
Oh, definitely.
And how about now? New music. Is there anything that grabs you?
Yeah.
Or are you just still drawn towards the same genre?
I think there's a lot of interesting acts that are, marrying some of those older sounds into this modern context. That's what we're trying to do as well. We were just listening to Beaches, and those songs, this latest album is so good. Really been enjoying that. Pussifer is one. Like, all of Maynard Keenan's side projects are fantastic, and they keep things really fresh too. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what else. My playlists are all over the board.
Okay. And I did put you on the spot. That's not an easy question to ask.
No, it's a good question. There's all sorts of great music coming out. Butch Walker's great. Marina, pop, rock, everything.
What did your mom listen to? You also mentioned she was a DJ for some time.
Yeah, she was an original punk rocker for sure. So, imagine the disappointment when I was like, Green Day is everything. She was like, oh, here, honey, listen to Sandinista.
Right.
Which was really great. And, not just punk. She was really into a little bit of everything as well. And I talk about glam rock a lot because I think it was such a cool genre and so visual. It's that real rock and roll sound. And then they had the look and the performance. So, it was Cheap Trick live at Budokan and The Sweet and T-Rex and, Ziggy Stardust, all that stuff. It was so cool. That was really stuff I probably wouldn't have listened to if it wasn't for her.
And do you bring an element to your shows, to the stage, as far as being a show? I've seen some of your outfits and stuff like that. We're not going as far as Ziggy Stardust yet, but is that kind of in the books to make it?
Yeah. So we're a 4-piece rock band. We're writing good rock songs, if I may say so myself.
Absolutely.
But people come to a live show because there is a visual element. And if there wasn't, they'd stay at home and listen to the recording. So we want to be entertaining. We want to put on a good show. And that's what keeps people coming back out. It kind of breaks up the monotony of day-to-day life if there's something kind of fabulous to go and watch on a Friday night.
Yeah. And just looking at some of these pictures, your band's really good looking. How does that happen? That's another good time. Let's chalk that up to good timing, I guess.
Good timing, yeah. So the boys sometimes get mistaken for brothers. That's been happening.
They do look alike, yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Just absolute chance on that one. Thank goodness.
Just beats, yeah. I want to play another song. This next one I like a lot. It's called Kill Switch. And it's just a go for the throat rock and roll punk song. Is there anything, do you like to explain your songs, or do you like just to leave it up to the listener's interpretation?
Oh, this one's tricky because the writer of this is Zach, our bass player. And
now, does he write the whole song and bring it into rehearsal, or does he bring in the idea and everybody feeds off of it? Is that kind of the process? That's
kind of the process. So he brought in the idea, he brought in a verse and a chorus, and it was so catchy that I had the second verse written on my drive home. And his whole take and philosophy around music, and I really love and appreciate this, it is that, these songs can be so specific for us. It's about something so particular, but this stuff is supposed to be universal. It's supposed to touch a lot of people. So I hope people bring their own thoughts and ideas to it. This one in particular is kind of about some anxieties around AI and the future of art and this huge looming shadow of AI and how it's going to change things. And this relationship between, the creators, the engineers behind AI, and kind of a Dr. Frankenstein relationship with their own creation. And once it's out there, can it be stopped? And does it even belong to you once it's out in the world? So it's a very cool song and was a really fun collaboration. I'm excited for everybody to hear it.
Excellent. I'm excited to hear it again. This is one of my favorites from you guys. This is Kill Switch from Denver's own The Unsolved. rock and roll.
We're so proud of that. The key change in that double chorus at the end. Just so much energy.
Not easy to do either. We are joined with Genevieve Peek, singer-songwriter from The Unsolved. And you played Herman's just this past weekend. How did you like that?
Oh, loved it.
We
They're
love
so
them too.
nice.
We partnered up with Herman's. They're just great guys. It's a great place.
They're great. The venue's great. The sound was amazing. And I don't know. It was just a fantastic show. The other bands were really lovely and no complaints. Would love to go back.
I'm sure you will be. Besides the new song Fall, what do we have coming up for The Unsolved?
We have a couple of shows coming up in April. On the 13th of April, we are going to be playing Skylark Lounge with our friends at Amaryllis. Very talented funk band. Definitely check them out. And then a little later in the month, April 28th, we're going to be at, it's called Deviate Distillery for Luna Fest.
That's the one in Boulder.
That's the one in Boulder. So yeah, please check that out as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's our first festival, so we're just entirely too giddy about it.
And that's a pretty big one too, I think, as far as I know.
I think they do okay. I have not been before, so I don't really know what to expect. We're just kind of along for the ride and being flexible.
And that's in Boulder, so I'm sure it'll be
Well, I've seen
big crowd.
The other bands on the bill. The Flowbots are going to be there on the Saturday before us, so it should be a fun lineup.
Does are any of these shows make you nervous?
Oh, always. Yeah.
You always have those jitters.
Yeah, I think that's just a part of it though, and I think it keeps me honest that every single show I feel the little bit of pressure to deliver the best performance that I can.
Because you are the lead singer in an all-male band.
Yeah.
So you are the focus, whether you know it or not. Not to make you more nervous. Is there do you have any kind of pre-show routine? Or do you just get up there and do your thing?
Yeah, there's definitely a pre-show routine. We, there's a big text exchange the morning of a gig that, it's gig day. It's gig day, you guys. I always think of Empire Records. It's Rex Manning Day. Nothing can go wrong on Rex Manning Day. So we, get all excited. We load up the gear, which is heavy. And I do try to do my part. I know as a vocalist, I'm supposed to just show up 15 minutes before, take my sunglasses off and roll onto the stage. But it's a lot of carrying around heavy stuff. And, I like to meet everybody at the venue. That's kind of one of my very favorite things. Like talk to the bartender and the door guy and just chat everybody up. Because I can't stop talking. That's mostly the problem.
Or you're just very personable.
Yeah, maybe that. But yeah, there's a lot of getting ready and making sure the makeup is right. And that I'm sounding fabulous and all that stuff. Because, go on stage and you're flat. Everybody wants that, right?
Well, you feel like everyone hears it.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they do or not.
Yeah, whether they do or not. But yeah.
And had you played live before on The Unsolved? Were you in any bands before that, or were you just kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, I was in college. I was in a progressive metal band. I don't know if I should say their name on air. We were called Aaron at the time, and it was another bunch of dudes that were just really into like System of a Down and Tool. Mm-hmm. And we never really got out of basements. We were playing basement shows. Since then, 5 of the 6 band members have left that project, but they did a rebrand and they're doing quite well in Denver now without me.
We won't mention them.
I'm not bitter.
Well, like I said earlier, to be in rock and roll, you got to have a little bitterness, don't you?
A little bit, to go with all the sweet.
Little anger.
Yeah.
It's good for balance. Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite places you've played at?
Ooh,
around Denver or anywhere for that matter.
Yeah, we love Moe's Barbecue. In Englewood. They always do an amazing job. They're so easy to work with. It's so easy to book there, and the sound is so good. I think you don't expect it because it's
bowling alley.
Yeah, it's a bowling alley barbecue joint, but it rocks. I love playing there. I really did enjoy Herman's a lot. Yeah, that was fun. And Your Mom's House is probably the other one that. Right. It's just got a fun vibe.
Mm-hmm. How about favorite place to see a show? We have our beloved Red Rocks, of course. That's the easy.
Beloved, yeah. Easy to say Red Rocks. I really like, there's kind of this upper mid-sized venue size, like the Ogden is really great. I like the Ogden Bluebird Summit. Those venues always put on great shows. We just saw The Darkness at the Summit when they were
good.
here. Oh,
That would've
so
been
much
fun.
fun. And you get a little closer as opposed to some of the stadiums. And, we love Fiddler's Green and stuff too,
Yeah.
but it's...
Fiddler's just come a long way. It sounds really good now.
It sounds really good. You're just so far away.
Right in our backyard. We love it.
Yeah, very cool. I got to see The Cure here several years ago. And
I saw that one too. Yeah.
Played for 3 hours.
I know.
It's like, Robert Smith, what are you made of?
It was great. That was a while ago too.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
What was I going to say? No, you're fine. What outside of music? How do you get away from it? What else are your interests? Or are you just consumed?
It's so funny. I think about this band as I've always thought about this band as my baby, which always sounded really romantic until I was like, oh, it's all my time and money and energy. But I really do love it. I'm very passionate about it. It takes up a lot of time. Outside of that, I'm a huge film buff, but probably not a connoisseur of especially great movies. I like good, campy, silly 80s movies like Escape from LA and that kind of stuff.
The comedies?
Yeah, comedies, some horror, a little bit of anything
All
John
the John
Carpenter's
Hughes or
done.
Carpenter, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, John Hughes movies. I can get behind some Breakfast Club.
How about the latest Academy Awards? Did you what? Not so campy. I understand that. Unless you saw Barbie, that's probably as campy as it gets.
Yeah, Barbie was
But did you
cute.
see any of the movies? Did you?
I
do you
feel
follow
like
that
I'm
closely?
Supposed to. I'm supposed to, right? I'm supposed to go see Oppenheimer. I didn't
I
do
know.
it.
I won't tell you how it ends.
I think I could probably guess.
I didn't finish it either. I mean, it's like 3.5 hours. I still have to finish it.
I'll get there eventually.
But any of the others? Did you see any of the others?
I don't think so. No, I don't know what's up for Oscars, but I did enjoy Barbie. It was very funny, cute, and poignant.
I've yet to see that one too. I'm just gonna have to break down and watch it. I heard good things. I did hear good things, and just as far as the set, how it looks.
Oh yeah,
And all of that.
it's very funny, right? Because it's so for women, right? It's so pink, but then you just have to remember that we've been looking at blue and gray forever.
Yeah.
Because everything is made for the boys.
Sorry. So remind us of these gigs again.
Yeah, so 4/13, we're at Skylark Lounge. And then 4/28, we are at Luna Fest at Deviate Distillery in Boulder.
And that starts as... Are these just doors opening, or you actually go on at 6:45 at Luna Fest? Is that your slot?
Yeah,
That's
6:45.
a good time slot for a festival.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's a Sunday, which is great. Love a weekend. I doubt the sun will be down, but it'll still have just the festival vibes about it.
Yeah.
So
You're not going on too early. You're not going on too late.
yeah, and
Just
we're
right there.
actually our original lineup will be together. Our current drummer Ryan unfortunately couldn't make this show, had a conflict, so our buddy Connor is coming back and filling in. So it'll be, kind of fun. Throw back a little nostalgia.
You mentioned your drummers. We talked about your drummers off the air. You mentioned it has a little Spinal Tap curse to it.
A little bit. We have a great drummer right now, Ryan Smith, and we are really hoping to keep him around because he's extremely talented and just a very good personality fit. Really funny, sweet guy. But yes, we named our band.
I was trying to segue into that. Go ahead.
We named our band The Unsolved, which is kind of a deep cut Spinal Tap reference. There's a great interview just like this happening in kind of a garden, and they're talking about all of their drummers, their storied past of all of these drummers that die under mysterious circumstances. And they get to one that dies in a bizarre gardening accident. And Nigel Tufnell says, the police said it was best left unsolved. So We kind of cursed ourselves a little bit by calling our band the Unsolved. We picked our destiny, and now we've had 3 drummers in the couple of years that we've been playing.
Funny.
Yeah,
It's ironic. But what a great reference
yeah.
for a band name. That's perfect. All right, let's play another song. Strike the Match. I like this one. It's got a good build to it, and it leads into a great chorus. What can you tell us about Strike the Match?
So I wrote this song when I decided to quit my lucrative finance career and go back to school for recording.
Big moment.
Yeah, it was kind of a big moment, and it is this idea of reinventing yourself and kind of taking the plunge, as it were. If there's something, everybody I think has that one thing they always wanted to do, and even if you don't know if you're going to be good at it or not, sometimes your heart just really needs to do it. So that's what this song is about, and it is definitely it is sung as if it's a challenge to whoever is listening to kind of take that next step and strike the match.
All right, well, let's listen to it now. We will be right back with Genevieve Peek from The Unsolved. Here's Strike the Match on K4CO. Strike the Match by The Unsolved. I like that one too. Just a spooky beginning, and then you just, again, punch us in the face with that chorus. That's great. Tell us about your band members. You spoke about Ryan a little bit.
Yeah.
What does everyone bring to the table?
Ryan is great because he's a full-time musician and he's a teacher, and he teaches a little bit of everything. So he approaches everything with a really critical ear. He's still newer to the band, so I think we're finding our rhythm. Ha, pardon the pun. Zach is our bass player. He is just like the platonic form of a bass player. He's exactly what you expect in terms of just hilarious. Definitely experiments a lot. He just bought a synth pedal and has been playing like Daft Punk style riffs on the bass. We're all in love with it. And he's like an engineer, is his day job. He's just like one of those really quick-witted, smart people. And Max, our guitar player, is an architect, most hours of the day.
Wow.
But I think that kind of translates to his guitar playing. Like you just heard that solo. It's approached with just amazing precision. And
Yeah, he's not just scratching around.
Exactly. So really smart, clever, resourceful guys, and truly sweet. Like we have great rapport, and you're spending so much time when you're in a band, you're rehearsing and you're playing shows. And I feel like it's so rare to really love the people that you work with. And we really are kind of that little close-knit family. So it feels really good. And I always look forward to rehearsals and what we call band dates. We all get together and like watch, Spinal Tap or like
instead of rehearsal.
Yeah, go on like a little retreat into the mountains and like work on songs and stuff. That stuff is so much fun. So just feel so lucky to have them. They're the best.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
A good way to feel about your band. It is a marriage that you have to kind of keep together.
No kidding.
And stay interested
Yeah.
in one another. And you are that do-it-yourself kind of band. You mentioned your approach to putting out a single every 8 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Will that eventually become a full-fledged album?
I really would like to see that happen. We have this idea for a concept album, which I won't say too much about just yet, since it's not
it's not ready yet.
Yeah, it's not ready, man. We'll get there. But yeah, I would like to do kind of a bunch of single releases and then fill out the rest of an album. And because I think the album is such a cool art form, and I know we're living in a singles era. We're back to the 50s where we just want to hear it on a jukebox, even if that is TikTok or Instagram. So, I think albums are so important as a piece of art.
Yeah, with the cover and the liner notes, and I do miss that. Although vinyl has come back, but do you want to dive into vinyl again? That's a whole other hobby and expense.
It is prohibitively expensive to release stuff on vinyl. We are looking into it because I think there's a little bit of a demand. We keep getting asked about it, but probably not too soon. We'll keep it in the digital space for now.
And we've got the shows coming up in April. Once again, 13th at the Skylark. And where did it go?
Oh, the 28th.
LunaFest at the... I lost the date. When's LunaFest?
April 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Any idea or plans for any kind of a tour around Colorado? Being a do-it-yourself band, maybe.
Yeah, we are kind of in the process of spiraling out to surrounding cities. So if anybody listening wants to add us to a bill in Fort Collins, Colorado Springs, Grand Junction, wherever, we are down to drive, because we really do want to get in front of more people. We love Denver, and we are also ready to, start building a following elsewhere because we want to tour. We're a live band. You got to tour. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys sound great. And you're welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you.
For the next single or Herman's gig or whatever. Bring the guys. They're more than welcome.
They would love that, I'm sure.
Excellent. Well, I'm very glad that we spent some time with you today, Genevieve. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was so great, Kevin.
And we look forward to the future of the Unsolved. I'm a new fan.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't listened to everything yet, just to be honest, but I'm hooked. And I'll look forward to seeing you play live.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thanks again. Genevieve Peek from the Unsolved. And we will be back on K4CO.